Howdy folks, Eric here, back with another standard brew. Today, Jund Biotech Specialist. Biotech Specialist, a 2-mana 1/3, makes a lander when it enters, and whenever you sacrifice an artifact, this creature deals 2 damage to target opponent. Adds up really quickly if you have multiples. What's another card lately that really incentivizes you to sacrifice artifacts, you ask? Well, of course, it is Obsessive Pursuit. Another card I've been brewing around a lot with. 2-mana enchantment, enters, and at the beginning of your upkeep, make a clue, lose 1 life, and then whenever you attack, put X/1/1 counters on target attacking creature, where X is the number of permanents you've sacrificed this turn. If X is 3 or greater, that creature gains lifelink until end of turn. So, I've seen some decks playing this combination on the ladder here and there, utilizing Biotech Specialist for or Obsessive Pursuit for these huge, like, sacrifice your whole board, sort of swing out turns. This list I'm presenting you today is a little shifted away from that. Those lists are typically like weapons manufacturing lists with Umbral Caller Zealots or what have you to sacrifice a whole bunch of artifacts at once and try to go for the big combo kill. But the thing that I don't like about that deck is that, or those versions that I've seen, is that the individual card quality is relatively low and very reliant on everything coming together perfectly. This list is more like a classic Jund, where it's like you're just kind of playing good cards for the most part. There are some interesting choices, I'll admit, but for the most part, the individual power level of these cards is decently high. All of our creatures are relatively efficiently statted. We're playing good removal, and we're just playing like cards that don't necessarily require you to have invested into a lot of synergies to really pay off, essentially. So let's talk about the interesting choices here. Today I'm trying out Vine Reap Mentor. This is a 2-mana 3/2, pretty good base stats. Enters, creates a food, dies, creates a food. Okay, so effectively it's 3 permanents and 1 card that we can sacrifice. 1 Krenko. I think this guy's pretty nice in this kind of deck. You incidentally sacrifice a lot of artifacts, and he can help you like close out games pretty quickly. Otherwise, he's just a 3-mana 3/3 haste, which is not that bad. 4 Sentinel of the Nameless City. Solid card in this strategy. 3-mana 3/4, very good mid-range piece. Blocks very nicely, attacks very nicely, generates a lot of maps. 1 Bristlebud Farmer. I think I'm happy at 1 here. It can be good, but it can be a little clunky as well. Having 1 being able to swing and generate some card advantage in matchups where we want that kind of effect, pretty important. 3 Chandra, Spark Hunter, a card I'm a pretty big fan of. Sacrifices artifacts. We're playing some vehicles in this deck, you'll find, that she can give haste to your vehicles and crew them automatically, which is really nice. Just an all-around pretty decent like value engine piece that also has this like inherent threat of getting her emblem online, which often wins the game in this kind of build. A couple Legion Extruders. This is a card I'm a big fan of, big fan of, but I think 2 is where I'm kind of happy to be. You could maybe argue that 4 is good. It's pretty good in most matchups, but I think I'm happy to staying at 2. The enter the battlefield effect is a little weak, and you often don't have the mana to be messing around with like 4 of these on the field at a time anyway. 1 Rocketeer Boost Buggy and 1 Lumbering World Wagon. My philosophy on these 1-ofs here is that like the first one is always pretty good, but they can get bad in multiples very quickly. So I'm going to just try 1 of each. Let them be good when they're good. I'm not that invested in them anyway. And then 3 Phantom Train. Now, instead of Umbral Caller Zealot, this is our big payoff piece. However, you'll notice it's a lot less fragile than Umbral Caller Zealot. Doesn't die to most removal, outside of like Bitter Triumph or maybe a Braids. And a Braid is seeing some popularity right now, seeing some play. But doesn't die to your basic shock effects. Doesn't die to sorcery speed removal, right? Just an all-around like, and if you want a card that's going to close out the game, this is that. This is exactly that. We can give it haste with Chandra, which is kind of cool. Helps us sacrifice our board basically for Biotech Specialist and Obsessive Pursuit. But you'll notice about this build compared to those other ones that I've been talking about, outside of Phantom Train, we don't really have any pieces that are like, yeah, you need other stuff to make this work, right? It's like all of our creatures just kind of do their own thing, and then if we happen to get the Biotech Specialist, it's a nice payoff for all of these tokens that we've accumulated. If we happen to get the Obsessive Pursuit, it is an inherently card advantage, right? But we don't need a sacrifice outlet to necessarily pay off the Obsessive Pursuit, because I mean, all of our tokens sacrifice themselves anyway. Like, we're not making clues from or tokens from weapons manufacturing that need an outlet, right? We can just pay mana to sacrifice our things, and that's about it. Like, we have this inherent food synergy too as well. We have some things that make food tokens that help us recoup the life from Obsessive Pursuit naturally anyway. We're on 4 Torch the Tower as another sack outlet, plus it's just good removal in the format right now. 2 Abrades, 2 Bitter Triumphs. My mana base is a little janky, but the other big reason to be in black in this kind of deck too is you get the best manland, I think. Probably top 3 as far as manlands go. You get Restless Cottage. Synergizes really, really nicely in this deck. Makes a food to be able to sacrifice. And I'm on 4 Fabled Passage and this sort of basics situation here because we're on Lumbering Worldwagon, we're on Landers anyway, we want some amount of basics, but also the Fabled Passage triggers your Obsessive Pursuit as well. So because we don't have that many dedicated sacrifice outlets, being able to have just like one more extra thing to sacrifice basically for free to trigger the lifelink clause on Obsessive Pursuit is, I think, a pretty good place to be on this list. And that's about it. 4 Stomping Ground, 4 Verges. The sideboard, kind of straightforward. Soul Guide Lantern makes a lot of sense as Graveyard Hate here. A couple Rise of Sozin. I think board wipes are pretty playable in this deck. I like this one specifically for some reason. I like that it's also just kind of a win con. A couple Seed Chip Impacts makes a lander sometimes. 4 Duress, 3 Intimidation Tactics, and 1 Iros Demonstration. Now, this is a first draft, to be honest with you. I've tested it a little bit, but just kind of going on my own intuition as far as this archetype goes, I've put this together, and we'll see how it goes. And I will also say, this deck gets a lot better with Lorwyn. We have Stomping Grounds right now in this color. In these colors, we only have Stomping Grounds as far as shocks go, but we'll get Blood Crypts and Overgrown Tombs with the release of Lorwyn Eclipsed. So let's move into some ranked matches here and see how she plays. All right, on the draw for match number 1. Got to mulligan this. Okay, it's fine. I like that it curves out decently. We can put back the Fabled Passages here. It has our colors. And our mana is pretty good in general because we don't have a whole lot of double pips. Abrade's a good draw. Let's go ahead and lead on this. Guess we lead on the forest here. Doesn't super matter. Just not the mountain. So we can maybe think about doing the Vine Reap Mentor next turn. Play the Mentor. Just a 2-mana 3/2. Nothing wrong with that. I was on a tear this morning, by the way, recording this on the same day that I did my previous video. Green-White counters aggro. If you haven't looked at that video, check it out, because I went on quite the hot streak on the ladder this morning. Swinging for 3. Let's see if I can keep up that hot streak. Like they might have like an Elspeth's Smite. They decide to leave it alone. Let's go for the Sentinel. No idea what our opponent's doing if they're not casting anything quite yet. Eudor Aristocratic Capital. I don't think I've ever seen anyone have this card on the field. I'm kind of expecting like a Wan Shi Tong here. I'm going to put my Fabled Passage on the field. I'm going to crack a map on this Vine Reap Mentor. Torch the Tower. We can skip on that with the Abrades in hand here. Just swing in. Horned Lock Whale. Well, I am a Horned Lock Whale Respecter. Go ahead and fetch here. I'm going to keep the Sentinel on top, I think. Make sure we fetch first, and then I can play this other Sentinel. Oh, only one forest in the deck. Okay. Maybe not a perfect mana base. I'm going to have to figure some stuff out with the mana base. Let's leave this on top, though. I don't think I want to give up the map quite yet. I'd rather use it to hit a land drop. Just hold up the Abrade here. Demolition Field. They've got to be on some kind of Wan Shi Tong plan. Seam Rip on the Vine Reap Mentor. Okay. Yeah, we'll just play a Sentinel. Try to crack a map on it. Kind of seems like they don't have counter magic. There's a Chandra to start eating up our artifact tokens. Pretty sweet. Consult the star charts. Pretty good in this position for them, but they're going to have to find another answer to this Sentinel swinging in. See what they hit. Plays a land for turn. 6 mana. They could just play a Horned Lock Whale on their main phase here and block. They decide to Demolition Field my cottage. Interesting. Well, we have some basics left. I'll be honest with you, I kind of just let Arena choose which basics I have in my deck. I'm going to have to adjust this. I definitely need at least 2 forests. Probably only 1 mountain is fine. I probably don't need 3 swamps. Yeah, let's go for a map here. Multiversal Passage. Good draw. Okay, so they Demolition Fielded me to shuffle away my Chandra. Fair enough. See if they have another Lagoon Breach. They do. Put the Sentinel on top. Let's just go for the Bristlebud Farmer here. I guess they could have a No More Lives by now. Lots of artifacts on the field. Lots of artifacts. Consult the star charts for 4. On their main phase. Might be trying to find some lands. Plays a Flood Farm Verge. See if they let me swing in with this farmer. Start sacrificing some foods. Maybe you should play like 2 farmers. I don't know. Yeah, let's take the specialist. Because we're kind of in on the like food plan a little bit with the squirrels as well. I'm just going to go for the specialist here. We can start chunking them at instant speed. I guess we're out of basics. That's a little awkward. Yeah, gonna have to adjust the numbers. I think I at least want like maybe 2 of each kind. That's probably the best play. Yeah, I'll just go for a map here actually. I haven't hit my land drop yet. Ping them for a couple. Obsessive Pursuit. It's probably okay to skip on that for now. Pass. They're going to have to answer this Biotech Specialist this turn, and that's a pretty good one. Go for the food. We don't have any more basics, so might as well just sacrifice the food here. Torch the tower. Maybe in retrospect I should have kept the Obsessive Pursuit around. Just go for a map here, I think. Make them answer this first Sentinel, play around other board wipes. Get double red online. Ugin. Eye of the Storms. Yeah, that's going to be a little bit of a problem. I'll be honest, I didn't expect Ugin. They're going to be gaining some life. We might be out of this one. Classically, this style of deck has troubles with big planeswalkers like that. And if they have more colorless spells, I think this handful of removal especially looks pretty poor, right? We'll take the Obsessive Pursuit this time. Maybe it can draw us back into the game. Gaining life, drawing cards. Candy Trail. Yeah. We'll let this happen, and then I'm going to redraw off the Pursuit, see if we hit like a Chandra. That might be the one thing that convinces me to stay in this game. Otherwise, I'll just scoop it up. Beza. The Bounding Spring. Sacrifices the Candy Trail main phase because they don't respect me. Chalks in a multiversal passage because they're... I don't know what's going on. Let's tap double black here. Alright, fair enough. We'll scoop this one up. Definitely going to bring in Duress. Going to take out the torches. I think they look pretty poor here. I'm going to go Seed Chip Impact over a Braid. And Rise of Sozin is kind of interesting because, like, if I just take the Ugins out of their deck, it'd be good. We'll try it like this. Try it like this. All right, game 2 on the play. Well, this is a pretty good hand. I'm going to go ahead and keep this. Let's start with... Suppose we start with a Fabled Passage here, just to guarantee that we can tap out or have untapped mana on our future turns if we want it. And then I think with this hand, probably just want a Swamp. Thornspire Verge. Okay, we'll just shock ourselves. Go for the Mentor here. Try to step on the gas a little bit. Start swinging in with a 3-2. I could be wrong about this card. This is my most speculative piece in the deck for sure. I just think the temptation of a 2-mana 3-2, right? Enters and makes a food. Okay. Dies and makes a food. All around seems like kind of a solid guy. Go for the Sentinel here. Gotta get on the board. And then I might just go for a Legion Extruder next turn. You could either go for the Extruder or the Pursuit. Oh, there's a Chandra. I guess I'll start by moving to combat. Just swing in. See if they have anything to say about this. I think my gut says, like, maybe play the Extruder. If they counter it, I get to play the Restless Cottage. And then next turn I can play Obsessive Pursuit through No More Lies. And if they don't counter it, I can shock myself and hold up the sacrifice ability. Which I think will be pretty good against them, outside of them having like Ultima, I suppose. We have double green. We'll have double black. We don't really need more black sources. Let's just go for red, I guess. There's a Get Lost. Okay. Get Lost is always funny against this deck. Yay, more fodder. always makes me laugh. Infinite maps, yes. Yes, infinite maps. Make a golem. Now we can just kind of do this all day. Play a Restless Cottage, swing for 3. See if they let me have a Biotech Specialist. See if they have... They might just have, like, Ultima at this point. I guess if they have Ultima, maybe cracking 2 maps is better than... I'm not going to play around it. Not going to play around Ultima. They could hit it here off of a Consult the Star Charts, but by playing the Biotech Specialist, I've already kind of committed to not playing around Ultima. Just kind of going for the kill here. If they don't hit Ultima, I'm pretty sure I just win. I guess they could have a standard board wipe, which would be fine. No Ultima. Okay, well, we get to go crazy. Let's just give up a lander here. Maybe food is better. Make some 3/3s. Duress. I don't see any harm in going for the Duress right now. Well, do I even need to do anything? If I just start cracking maps, like they're going to have to answer this, and then I get to... I'm going to start cracking maps. Do you have a response? Can you deal with the Biotech Specialist? Are you just relying on Horned Lock Whale? Leave that on top. Doesn't really matter. Map? Okay. Okay. All right. Game 3. Just going to leave it as is. That felt pretty good. Match 1, game 3 on the draw. Hey, this hand's pretty... I mean, it's okay. You know, it's Jund stuff. I think this is just what the hands are going to look like sometimes, you know? It's Jund stuff. We can lead on a tapped multiversal passage here. Make sure we have a green source, I suppose. And then we can decide what to do. I think Vine Reap Mentor is a better turn 2 play than Biotech Specialist most of the time. And then Wagon looks pretty good here. Oh, the Boost Buggy. Boost Buggy is better. I think the Mentor is probably better because if I want to play the Wagon next turn and I play the Boost Buggy, then I'm kind of not really doing anything. But if I play the Mentor first, not reliant on anything else, it's just very self-sufficient. 3/2. Obsessive Pursuit. I'm going to go for the Wagon. See if they have anything to say about this. Open up our mana for next turn. They have something to say. Not the end of the world. All of our cards are just like generically kind of decent. It's interesting. It's very classic Jund, like modern Jund circa 2014. Obviously very different because we do have real synergies, and that deck did not so much have real synergies, but shares the colors. Go for an Obsessive Pursuit here. See if they decide to counter this. I'm just going to play Pursuit into Boost Buggy, I think. Negate. Okay. Play a Boost Buggy. One of fun of. Makes treasures when it attacks. Doesn't need to be crude. You can just pay 3 and it becomes a creature. Which I think I might go for. It's a little better into... Okay, well, Soul Guide Lantern doesn't do anything against us. Boost Buggy, like, Exhaust and Swing is a little better into, like, Ultima, so I don't have to commit a second creature to the board. But... Ooh, Chandra. Do I just jam? I think I'm gonna go... I'm gonna actually just go for the Biotech Specialist. This lets me crew up the Boost Buggy and gives me extra mana to be able to like sacrifice all of these artifacts in one go. So it's not that bad through an Ultima, really. Get lost. Make some maps. I guess I'll crew up the Boost Buggy. It's free. I might as well do it. Maybe I'll start cracking some maps on the Buggy. Actually, I can swing... Oh, yeah, this is way better. I can swing with the buggy, make a treasure, and now resolve the Chandra. Which is pretty much all I wanted to do in the first place. They're going to have a tough time with this. They just spent a Get Lost. Can start cleaning up these maps on the field. Drawing cards. They don't currently have any action going on. Ultima does not beat this. There's another Get Lost. Fair enough. A handful of answers, but do you have any questions? I'm going to try to jam the extruder here. Or maybe I just fire up the buggy. Make them answer it. That's a little safer through Ultima. Better through counter magic as well. Map. Duress. I'm not that curious. Map. Hey, there's a land. Map. Sweet. Swing for 5. What you got? Pop ya. Big buggy boy coming in. Let's see your Ultima. Feza, the Bounding Spring. Pretty good. Not going to be good enough, but pretty good. Plains. Go for our Bitter Triumph. Just jam. Really don't have to do a whole lot else here. Maybe you could argue... Does Extruder speed up our clock? So we're going to hit them for 5. They'll be at 11. Ping them for 2, down to 9. I make a 3/3 Golem. And then I could like map and maybe gamble on it. Or I could just swing and hold up stuff through Ultima. I kind of think that makes a little more sense. Yep, just pass. Make them Ultima the buggy. Ugin. That's a little better through all this. To be honest with you, I kind of forgot they were on Ugin. Gonna be a tough time dealing with that. Hope we draw a Biotech specialist. We have a lot of potential burn here. Fabled Passage. Go for an Extruder. I think I'm going to go Extruder and Sentinel here. Just go face. I'm going to try to play into ignoring this Ugin as much as I can, I think. There's a Biotech specialist. Yeah, just going to hold up the Extruder activation. They could have an Ultima and it'd be pretty good right now. But do they have it? That's the question. They do have it. Okay, well, we'll gain some life. Gonna be tough to beat the Ugin now. We have one Bitter Triumph left in the deck, I believe. Maybe I should have held that Duress all that time ago. Yeah, I mean, there's a chance we win through all this, I suppose. Just gonna hold back the Specialist. Kind of feeling a little silly, a little regretful, perhaps, that I did okay playing around Ultima, but I'll be honest, I completely forgot to take Ugin into consideration. Candy Trill. Dial. Car. I'm just so not used to seeing Ugin in these kinds of lists, but this is not your typical blue-white control. I'm not even sure that they're playing, like, No More Lies. Their Mentor. Okay. Pass it back to you. I guess they can ult Ugin here. Sold the star charts. We'd have to like draw Chandra right now and have like a crazy series of draws after that, basically. They're not even going to ult Ugin. They're just going to hang out with him, I guess. Yeah, all right. Another Vine Reap Mentor. Okay. We'd have to go like draw 2 more Biotech specialists, basically, and sacrifice like a whole board of tokens. So I think I'm gonna I'm gonna double block the Beza if they let me here. Maybe I just swing back. I don't know. River Regent. Okay. Bounces my food tokens. Okay. Gain some life. I think any sane person probably would have scooped by now. But I never said I was sane. Duress? Okay. What you got? Fountain Port Bell. Day of Judgment. Take the bell. Keep them off of an Ugin trigger here. I don't really care if they wipe the board. In fact, I would prefer it. Pass it back to you. I guess I could just play the Fabled Passage, but maybe there's an off chance I want to discard it to Chandra. Drawing cards. Gain in life. Fountain Port. 6 in the air. Down to 20. Bitter Triumph. Well, that kills Ugin. I'm going to see if they fire off anything in their end step here. Or in my end step, like a consult. And then I'll respond to the consult with making a fish. Well, I guess I'll just go for the Bitter Triumph now. Ugin is down. Interesting. Still dying to this River Regent, but now the burn plan is becoming a little more realistic. Swinging in with the Beza here. Well, we'll take the blocks. Bows. Couple more foods. Enough to get me back to 20. Land. Draw. Restless Cottage. Not bad. Get the specialist on the field. I think I'm going to have to start cracking these foods anyway. If they get cocky here, they could make some bad plays just because they're cocky. We're out of Bitter Triumphs, though, so not a whole lot we can do about this River Regent, to be honest with you. Andy Trail. Pass. Swing. Yeah, I'm going to wait a little longer. I guess I'll go for the lander now, in case the extra mana is relevant. Probably won't be. Less swamp, good to know. Another duress. Sure. See what you got. More board wipes. Not a whole lot else. No point in firing up this Restless Cottage. Continue to hold the Fabled Passage. Yeah, that's gonna do it. Yeah, that's gonna do it. I'll scoop here. I mean, I was dead a while ago for sure, but 0 and 1, interesting matchup. A little unfortunate to run into the Ultima list. I'll say. Let me go ahead and make some changes to the mana base, and then we'll run it back. All right, hopping into match number 2 after a super grindy first match. This is a pretty good hand. We have our colors, which is nice. Early action. Intimidation tactics. Well, you can have a squirrel. You can have a squirrel. Enjoy. Enjoy. Get our black mana. Play a Verge. Play an Obsessive Pursuit number 1. Start generating some tokens on the field. Gonna start hurting a little bit, but oh, that's a pretty good draw. Oh yeah, let's go for the Sentinel. Gives us something to use our Obsessive Pursuit trigger on. They kill it, unsurprisingly. Could use another land here. Nice. We'll go for Chandra. Go ahead and start drawing some cards. Just going to use the clues rather than the map. The map is just more mana efficient to sacrifice by itself. Makes it a lot more likely that we'll actually be able to trigger the Obsessive Pursuit. Aang's Iceberg on my Chandra. Well, that's okay. We have a lot of clues that we can just sacrifice, but we're kind of racing against our own. Well, there's another Chandra. Okay. See if they have another Aang's Iceberg. Yeah, we'll play a tapped multiversal passage here. Let's go for red, I suppose. A lot of red in the hand. Chandra is also kind of interesting because just having the option to like put out a hasty creature to swing and trigger our pursuit with is kind of nice. So we could go like hasty creature, sacrifice a map, sacrifice a clue. I guess we could even like vehicle, spend 1 mana to sack a clue, torch, that's 1 sack, abrade, kill, 3 mana left, crack a map, crack a clue, trigger the lifelink. I think that all seems pretty good to me. It'll involve shocking ourselves here. Oh, you know what I miscalculated though? Because I won't be able to sacrifice the... torch is a good draw, actually. This kind of saves it. So now I can sacrifice this clue naturally, draw the torch. I guess I can also play this Obsessive Pursuit, which is kind of crazy, right? What I was going to say is I can't sacrifice the map on the vehicle because of Chandra turning it into a creature during combat. But this all works out really nicely anyway. Pay 2 life here. Play a second Obsessive Pursuit. Go deeper into the zone. Torch the demon. Fable Passage. Yeah, we'll pass on that. Kill the demon. Swing in with the hasty vehicle. It is a 9-9 or 9-8, sorry, 9-8 lifelinker. Swap life totals and pass it back to you. Kind of sweet. Kind of some cool stuff going on there. And we are left with a 9-8 vehicle that they'll probably have to seam rip. But I mean, now we can just draw cards off of our clues. Try to find an answer. Or try to find another threat, rather. Cottage is a pretty good draw. Let's go for a draw here. Binary Mentor, not bad. Just go ahead and deal with the Demon Wall. Play a Mentor. You could probably argue that I'm supposed to just hold up the Abrade and use it on their turn. Sometimes I just get a little hasty with it. Not that likely to matter anyway. But it could change their decisions. Couple of clues. Okay, I think I'm going to have to fire up the cottage here. It's going to be a little costly. Let's start by just sacrificing some clues, I guess. If they have an answer for the mentor, they have an answer for the mentor. Biotech specialist, that's pretty good. Play the specialist. Let's go for another clue here. And then I think I'm going to go for a map on my third. Sorry, I'm going to sacrifice the food on my third trigger here. Put myself in a healthier spot life-wise. And now they really like have to deal with the mentor here. Letting me swing. Looks like they might be out of instant speed removal. Fire up the Soulstone Sanctuary. Okay, well, not a whole lot they'll be able to do about this. Outside of Ultima. The nice part about this kind of build, though, is like because we're not reliant on actual factual artifacts, like the weapons manufacturing list, our pursuits, right, they themselves don't die to the Ultimas. So against the like slower decks, the life loss and triggering, all of that becomes a little less relevant, and just being able to like generate infinite clues is eventually how we win a lot of these grindy games. Another specialist that ought to do it. Okay, all right. I was scared in a couple of spots there, but managed to pull it out. Let's go ahead and bring in the seed chip impacts. They look pretty good against what our opponent's doing. The rest could be decent. I think I'm just gonna pass on it. Keep our removal as is. Let's go down. What to cut? We could probably cut a land on the draw. And cut a World Wagon is a little not great here, probably. Especially if they're on, like, Unstoppable Slasher, maybe? I don't know. Probably not. I mean, we have Torch anyway, so maybe the wrong thing to worry about. On the draw for game 2, I think I'm going to keep this. We don't have black, but we have a Biotech Specialist, which gets us a lander. We might not have a Biotech Specialist much longer. No problem. Sentinel. Not a terrible draw. Need to hit a third land, though. Preferably just like a basic swamp. Soul Search. Does not seem good against us. I'm going to be honest. Like, this hand rip, who cares? Like, we're just playing draw go anyway, you know? Not draw go, but we're just, you know, playing the cards off the top of our deck anyway. Not like we have a key combo necessarily. Well, missing a land drop here is probably just going to be the death knell. I will say, like, the intimidation tactics on the specialist did end up being good here, but outside of this, like, missing land drop scenario, I wouldn't necessarily recommend bringing in hand rip against this kind of deck. It's not like we're like a sleek Ouroboros list where the only real power in their deck is like resolving an Ouroboros and winning that way. Still could be in this if we hit a swamp. Or I guess any untapped land at this point. Boost Buggy. It's not nothing. Dying to this preacher. Dying to the preacher man. In more ways than one. Duress me. Okay. There's a swamp. Let's go for our Sentinel here. Fire up the Boost Buggy. Swing in. See if they care about this. They decide they care about this. That's interesting. Okay, they're all in. Removing my stuff. I'm really not out of this game if they draw like 1,000 lands in a row right here and they don't have an answer to this Bristlebud Farmer. I'm just going to shock myself and play the Bristlebud Farmer. I'd like to get the Preacher off the field. I think I can eventually close out a game just with the Sentinel. If they draw nothing but lands, you know. We shall see. Plant Druid. I have a deck idea where it's just like all plants. Aang's Iceberg, huh? Okay. Well, if I draw Seed Ship Impact, could be enough. Where it's all plants, right? Okay, that's a pretty good draw. We can kill the Preacher, kill the Soulstone Sanctuary. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna bargain here, eat a map, and then if they have another Aang's Iceberg, I'll move into my second main phase here. Yeah, we'll take in a Braid. Could be important. Move into my second main phase, play around Aang's Iceberg here. Bitter Triumph, discarding this Sentinel, unfortunately. Maybe you could argue you pass on the Abrade here, but if they have like a little demon guy, demon wall, yeah, I'll scoop to that. Okay, so oops all plants, right? You got your Ouroboros, you got your Bristlebud Farmers. And basically what this lets you do is play Cavern of Souls, of course. You could even play like Cactus Folk Sure Shot and Bristly Bill. And you got yourself a stew. Duress, huh? Duress might be good against what they're doing. Although, okay, let's bring in the Iros demonstration. Seems good now that I know that they're on the Preacher Man. Duress, huh? Yeah. No. Skip it. It's a bad top deck. We just want good top decks. Go down the boost buggy. Try it like that. I don't know. What do I know? You know? Just some guy. Just some guy on the internet. Take the play. Love to get a game win here, which would, of course, result into a match win. Gonna keep this. Just hope we draw a land. I guess we lead on the Thornspire Verge. Doesn't super matter. Duress. Okay. I really don't think the hand rip plan is good. But maybe that's all they got. There's our Squirrel Boy. Not a bad draw here. Play the Specialist. Make sure we get the lander on the field. Seam Rip. Okay. Tactics. Guess so. Phantom Train. Neat. I'm just gonna crack the lander here. Guarantee I hit my 4th land drop for this Phantom Train. For their able to intimidation tactics / duress it out of my hand. Get our second green source in case we draw the Farmer Man. Play the train here. Although I could play the Vine Reap Mentor and sack the food to put myself at a higher life total to keep them off of drawing cards off the Preacher, which is probably just better. Play the Mentor. Sack of food. I'll start making some 1/1s. It's a little less scary. Bitter Triumph is a pretty good draw here. Yeah, I'm going to swing in, see if they have anything to say about it. I'm going to go for the Phantom Train, because if I draw a land, I get to double spell next turn. They can have another 1/1, I guess. Exercise. Fair enough. Tactics. R.I.P. Cranko. Preacher Man getting in. Makes another 1/1. Obsessive Pursuit. Pretty good draw. I guess I can kind of afford to just like play the Pursuit. I'll go to 18. Sacrifice the Clue. Swing for 4. If they block, they also go to 18. Yeah, maybe no reason to do that. Let's play it a little slower. Do I swing though? Maybe not. I'll just do this and pass. Play around Aang's Iceberg, I guess. Sanctuary. Elspeth. Yeah, Elspeth is going to be a little tough. Obsessive Pursuit. Sack the Clue here. Draw a card. Torch, huh? It's kind of interesting. I could like... I think if I swing with the Mentor, they probably just block with everything. I'm just going to pass. I'm pretty sure I'm dead. A very timely Elspeth for them. I guess I could have thought about Elspeth. It kind of won them the game last time and then held on to the Bitter Triumph. They're going all in here. Seems good to me. Swinging out. We don't need blockers where we're going. I guess they have a Soulstone Sanctuary. Obsessive Pursuit triggers. Go ahead, draw our card. Well, that's gonna do it. 0-2 so far. Not a particularly convincing start. Not a particularly convincing start. Gonna keep it rolling though. On to match number 3. Alright, on the play for match 3. We have pretty good mana with this hand. Gonna keep it. Good interaction. Vine Reap Mentor. I could be totally wrong about this. It's maybe you could just describe it as small potatoes and move on. Fetch with the Fabled Passage, grab a swamp. Shock myself. Vine Reap Mentor, go! Squirrel Druid, let's go. Swings with an Edge Rover. I thought I was the only guy that played this card. Yeah, I'll just take it. They might want the lander here. Patrick, are they playing my list? Are they No, they can't be. They can't be. Swing for 3. They can't be playing my list. That would be crazy, dude. Play a Sentinel. I'd be really excited if they were playing like that $11 Monogreen Delirium. Okay, no. Okay, it's just normal Delirium. It's just normal Delirium. I got excited for a moment. Swinging in for 2. Yeah, I'm just gonna take it. FOMO. The food might be kind of relevant in this matchup. Double Braid, also probably pretty relevant in this matchup. Go ahead and swing in here. See what they decide to do. Decides to pass. Let's play around the first Overprotect. Let's go ahead and abrade this FOMO. Beastie Beatdown. You don't see that too often. Summon Brynhildr. Now there's a card that I enjoy. Block a Beastie here. See what they have. Going for the Overprotect. Let's see if they have another one. Destroy target artifact. They do, in fact, have another one. Big Beastie coming in. Not dead. Decently far away from being dead. I think I can win with the Cottage. So I can gain 3 life, go to 7. Do I swing in? Am I that crazy? Maybe I'm not that crazy. Play the Cottage. Plan to discard Chandra. Or hold on to the Cottage. Plan to discard it. Play Chandra next turn. Block. Kill. Cottage is kind of nice. Although I can't really shut down their Delirium, realistically. And just hold the Cottage, I guess, for the Bitter Triumph. See if they draw some action here. Oh, that's action. That is most certainly action. Block the Beastie. Discard the Cottage here. I guess the Cottage could block. Maybe that's the reason to keep it over the Chandra. Play it that turn. In retrospect, that looks maybe a little better. Make another food. What do we need here? Like, Torch is pretty good. Yeah, Torch ain't bad. Go for the Torch right now. Phantom Train. Yeah, Phantom Train ain't bad. It blocks. You can gain some life back here. I actually have to gain the life. I can't just let them hit me first. Land. Okay. Phantom Train. How to train your Phantom. Something, something. I don't know. Cannot swing. Sweet. Bitter Triumph. Pretty good. Let's go for the Chandra. I'm gonna make a, like, if they have, I guess if they have a Braid, they kill me anyway. I'm gonna make a 3/2 vehicle. Be able to sacrifice to the Phantom Train here, I suppose. I guess I could just swing for 3. Not like this guy's blocking anyway. Swing for 3. Bop ya. We're getting close to a lethal here. Breakout. This could be good for them. What do they need to hit here? Like a FOMO? I don't even know that that's good enough. Keen-Eyed Curator's a pretty good hit. So it's going to give him a big tramply guy. We can block. Not enough of it. Yeah, I'd say that's exactly what they needed here. I can't sacrifice Chandra, unfortunately. But they'll definitely be able to turn on their Delirium. And that's a GG. That's a GG. Dang, I was so excited too, thinking it was the other list. I think I'm going to go bring in the Intimidation Tactics here. Because they are so aggro, just anything to slow them down. Bring in the Seed Ship Impacts, generally pretty good against these lists. Iros. What do we cut? Let's go down a Phantom Train, go down a Chandra, go down a Wagon, go down a Buggy. Keep the Torches, keep the removal. You can cut a couple Obsessive Pursuits. They're a little dangerous here. Vine Reap Mentor blocks pretty well. Maybe cut a couple Biotech. Go down. I kind of think Phantom Train's pretty good here. Just cutting stuff now. Thinking about the curve, I suppose. The first Legion Extruder is probably fine, but they have a lot of like 3 toughness things. Maybe just 2 Soul Guide Lanterns. Soul Guide Lantern's like not that good against Delirium. Yes, it turns off their Delirium, obviously, but that's not really what kills you. It's like just them having creatures on the board that kills you, you know? You waste all of your time answering their graveyard and ignore their board, you're like definitely gonna die. But this is a good hand. It has our mana, has our colors, has removal, has a Soul Guide Lantern. Edge Rover. My boy. I think I'm just going to take this opportunity to play this passage tapped. We'll go for black because eventually we will need double black. Pass here. Maybe I'm supposed to hold up a braid. Summon Brynhilder. Nice. The Summon Brynhilder Respecter has logged on, and that would be me. I'm gonna deal with this Brynhilder, I think. Keep them from being able to make that land drop. Go for our Soul Guide Lantern here. Next turn we can play the Sentinel, play a tap Stomping Ground. I think once we resolve this Rise of Sozin, we're gonna be looking pretty good. Gonna be kind of a key moment for us. Not sure what we name. Maybe just like Overprotect. Enote Scout. Resolves. Get a Stomping Ground. Fabled Passage. Well, maybe we crack a map then. Could help me dodge like an Obliterating Bolt if they chose to bring something like that in. Hit a land. Not the worst result. Rise of Sozin might be just a turn too slow here. Keen-Eyed Curator. Not great for them. Ooh, are they admitting that they don't have anything to swing through with? Well, that's pretty huge for us. Play this and pass. I don't think I want to offer the blocks here. Offer any trades. Start exiling. We currently do not have access to a big 7/7 Curator. There's an Obliterating Bolt. Called it. That'll die. Swinging in. Nothing I can do about that. Get bopped. Well, they could have an Overprotect here, which would be quite bad for us. I guess maybe I start by exiling their graveyard. So I exile their graveyard. And then they won't be able to Overprotect their Keen-Eyed Curator and then go for the kill. Because they won't have sorceries and lands to exile. I think that's right. I think it's right. We'll see if they respond here. Okay, okay. Well, we should be fine. They're tapping out, which means they don't have Overprotect, which means we're doing just fine, doing just peachy. The Rise of Sozin. I think I'm going to name Wildfire Wickerfolk if I get a chance, if I live another turn. I am at 6. Curious to know what they could have in hand. Maybe they have an Overprotect and they goofed. That'd make me laugh. Guess we'll find out soon enough. Bushwhack. Tursa Light Shatter. Pretty good card in this scenario. Do they have Double Strike? Violent Urge or Violent Urge? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Well, we're 0-3 with Jund Biotech Specialist being put back into our place. Being put back into my place. I was too high and mighty. I was riding too high, getting knocked off my high horse here. I was also saying the other day, bragging to my brother, I'll be honest, bragging to my brother a little bit in on Facebook Messenger, just saying like I realized with my RCQ win and then winning FNM last night, I'm on like a crazy win streak at my local shop in paper, which feels really good. It's like I think it's like 13 match wins in a row with if you count the RCQ, which is like pretty tight. And then winning all 5 matches in the previous video, I was like, okay, the God Gamer has logged on, but but now this just getting ranched over and over, getting ranched over and over with this deck. You know, I don't know. It feels right. It's like the universe settling. You know. Let's see what our opponent's on. Probably just like the Dimir list. They take the extruder. Makes sense. Let's shock. Play a forest here. Get a mentor online. And I guess I'm bragging. I'm bragging to you as well, the viewer. Yeah, 13 win streak at the shop. That's pretty good for me. Been playing a lot of green white decks. A lot of green white decks. A lot of Gear Hulk. Gear Hulk in every list. Just kind of a big Gear Hulk guy. The urge to not play Gear Hulk in every video, or the urge to play Gear Hulk in every video that I record for this channel is like, it's so high. Every deck list, I'm like, what if we just played 4 Gear Hulks? Bright Glass Gear Hulk, that is. I like the look of Torch on the bat. I guess I'll just play an Obsessive Pursuit. I'll swing for 3 first. Torch is a great draw. Play the Pursuit. They could have like a Tishana's Tidebinder here, I suppose. Are they thinking about countering this? Phantom Interference? Phantom Interference. Well, okay. I guess if they have an Enduring Curiosity, I'd rather just torch that over the bat, so let's just pass here. Oh, they're playing their land and they're swinging like they got Enduring Curiosity, the classic. Okay, well, maybe not. Yeah, I'll just take 1. What you got? Nothing. I'm going to play around Enduring Curiosity. I'm not wholly convinced here. Swing back for 3. Play tap Stomping Ground. We can continue to hold up the torch and then just double spell next turn. And they're not convinced that I don't have the torch either. They can feel it. They know when there's a torch looming. They've played enough Dimir, I can tell. Lumbering World Wagon. Swing for 3. I think I'm going to go for the Phantom Train over the Farmer here. Actually, I'm going to go for the Wagon over either. This might draw out there. Tishana's Tidebinder. They could have another Phantom Interference. This also plays around that, I suppose. Resolves. Grab a forest here. I guess we grab a swamp. We already have 3 green sources. They make a fish. Okay, land, Enduring Curiosity, pretty good if they have a Phantom Interference in hand now. Nope. Keep it rolling. Obsessive Pursuit. Kind of a good draw. Let's go for a Bristlebud Farmer here. Crew up the wagon. Sorry I knocked my mic there. Crew up the wagon. Wing in. If they want to block with a Reef, that's not really a huge deal for me. They could Tidebinder this trigger. Could Flood Pits Drowner the wagon. Also not a big deal. Yeah, I'll swing with a Mentor still. Jam. I'm not scared of anything. Look at all this food that we have to recoup some life total. Lets you play fast and loose. I am getting hit for a lot here, though. Alright, I gotta itch my nose. I'm sorry. Did we miss anything? No. Okay. Opponent is deciding on what to do here. Swinging in. Guess I just continue to take it. Stack of food at end step here. We're chilling. Everyone's chilling. We're all just kind of chilling here. Very low action game. Preacher. That's going to be a little bit of a problem. I think I might just go for like Torch the Bat here. Legion Extruder, the Drowner. Can I do anything with this Obsessive Pursuit? I could go like all in on the Obsessive Pursuit this turn. I guess I don't have to go that in on it. I could play it, try to swing with the Farmer, trigger that there. Like if you stack your triggers right, you should be able to get the lifelink anyway. Hold up the Torch. I guess I could even Torch the Bat. Play the Obsessive Pursuit. See if they have anything to say about this. Sacrifice of food. I think. That feels right to me. I don't think this is the right order necessarily in retrospect, but I think that's okay. Now, bargain, Torch the Bat. Sacrificing this clue. Get my extruder back. Another Phantom Train. We'll pass on that. Move to combat. Swing in with the Farmer here. Okay. Resolution order. Yep, we want Bristlebud to resolve first. You have blockers, but this is going to be a pretty good trade for me. Sacrifice this food. Have we played a land drop this turn? I don't think so, because we drew the Torch for turn. We could play like an extruder post-combat. I think that makes sense to me. We're gaining a lot of life here anyway. Swing in with an 8/8 lifelink trample. Bop them. They just take it. Take it on the chin. Play the passage, shock ourselves. I could just do 2 to their face, but I think I'd rather just take out a Drowner. Well, there's the Tishana's Tidebinder. They sure waited long enough. They definitely should have countered the Obsessive Pursuit trigger. I don't know why they held that for so long. Because now it's 4 to 17, which is a huge difference from what it, 12 to 9 or whatever it was. And we have an 8/8 Trampler that they have to think about. Bristlebud Farmer plays pretty nicely with the Cottage, too. You can stack the triggers in such a way, I think, where you can make the food and then sack it all in combat. Seems fine. Yeah, seems right to me. I don't think there's any weird wording here. Attack, make food, attack, sack the food. Yeah. You should be able to do that. And I think we have a game win here. It feels like we are approaching that realization from our opponent. Moving into combat, swinging for 3. Swinging with a lot here. I guess we just block with a Vine Reap Mentor. Put another food on the field for our farmer. Opponent floats a mana. Make another clue. Another Vine Reap Mentor. Well, if they don't have any interaction, they're kind of toast here. Can we play around interaction at all? I don't really think so. I guess I could play this Phantom Train, stack some stuff, be able to swing with. Okay, they're just going to scoop it up. Fair enough. Fair enough. On the draw against Dimir Tempo, bringing the Iros demonstration. I think we kind of don't need anything else. Go down. Maybe go down a Phantom Train. Go down a World Wagon. I find the wagon to be a little too easy to interact with on their part. Even though it's like an artifact and whatnot, it's just like Tishana's Tidebinder's pretty good into it. Floodpit's Drowner is pretty good into it. They can't Kaito it, but it's just not. It asks too much, I think. Requires too much, too many resources to be effective against Dimir. Okay, on the draw against Dimir. Pretty slow hand, no interaction. I'm gonna keep it. It's decent enough, I think. It's got our colors pretty nicely. We can go turn 2 specialist and sack the lander, open up Chandra pretty quickly. Seems fine. It's fine. It's just fine. And, I mean, it helps that they're mulliganing to 5. Could be our first match win here. Helps that they're mulliganing to 5. Torch is a pretty good draw. Yeah, should all work out just fine here. Go for the specialist here. Bitter Triumph, good answer against Kaito. Looks like they're probably stuck on lands. I'm going to guess they don't have a blue source in hand if this is how they played it out, but I could be wrong. Yep, we'll just sack the lander, end of turn. Deep Cavern Bat. Well, I guess we'll just torch this instead. Boop. Draw a card off the lander with Chandra. Works out pretty nicely. Maybe you could argue making a 3-2 vehicle is better. I don't know. I always like threatening the ultimate on an empty board, personally. Okay. Play a Phantom Train. See if they have like an annul, maybe. They found their blue source. There's an annul. 1 card left in hand. We are wrought with lands. But we have 2 Restless Cottages and removal. So not in bad shape, to be honest. Fire up the Sanctuary. Start swinging in. I think I'm going to do the same. Fire up the cottage. Start swinging in. I am winning the race. Tapped passage. Go on black. Island. Swings for 3. Play a Verge. Now we can hold up Bitter Triumph as well. Doesn't really matter what you exile in this matchup, I think. The only thing they could possibly have that would be relevant, I think, is probably like a 5-mana board wipe where you collect evidence. Can never ever remember the name of that card, and I've cast it a million times. I always want to say it's like destroy the evidence, but that's not right. I'll just sacrifice a food here. Rocketeer boost buggy. Play land. Fire up the cottage. Tishana's Tidebinder. Counter the cottage activation. Okie dokie. Play a boost buggy. Pass it to ya. I think I'm just going to sack the food. I guess I could kill one of these guys. Reading our cards. I am familiar with this, yes. Read the cards. Swinging in. Yeah, I think I still just beat this board, right? Just take it. If they went for like an Enduring Curiosity there, I think I'd just kill one of them, but we're chilling. Phantom Train has not looked good once. It's not looked good at all. Oh, I hate to admit it, but it has not looked very good. It is exactly the problem I was describing at the beginning of the video too, where it's like, I'll just swing with the cottage here. I guess I could have fired up the buggy. I would have gotten a treasure. It's exactly the problem I was describing at the beginning of the video. It's like, all of our cards are so good in isolation too, you know? It's like, we don't rely on synergies necessarily for any of them. Except the Phantom Train. You do kind of need some stuff going on. If I tap out for it now and they have an Enduring Curiosity plus Kaito, that'd be a kind of a silly way to lose the game. Be a silly way to lose the game. The writing is on the wall, my friend. If you don't have it, you don't have it. Because I got it, and you know I do. Swing it in. No blocks. Down to 5. Crack a food. Could have another Tidebinder here. Sentinel is not bad. Let's try to, I guess let's play the Sentinel here. Cost the same amount of mana as going for the boost buggy activation. Screw up the buggy. Fire up the cottage. Do we fire up the cottage? Yes, because I can still cast a Bitter Triumph. Yeah. Okay. Should be fine. Swing it in. Commit 0. Blocks with the Soulstone Sanctuary. For some reason, our opponent has not conceded. They must have something. Surely they have something. Strategic Betrayal. Fair enough. Swinging in for 3. Very bold of them. Very bold. Can I just fire up 2 Restless Cottages here? Grab a forest. Deck of food. I think I can, especially with this extra treasure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Double Restless Cottage should be pretty good, even if they have a Tidebinder. I don't know what we're doing here. Just like Scoop if you don't have anything. All right, match number 5. Currently 1-3. Need this win to pull back to a decent 2-3. Not great, but 2-3 could mean that the deck just needs a little tuning. On the draw, guess I'll keep this. Can access a lander if we really desperately need it. Godless Shrine. Uh-oh. Flashbacks to match 2? Did not go so well for me. Whenever I played against that Orzhov Demons deck. Shoot the Sheriff. Okay, RIP Specialist. Seam Rip the Lander. Yo. Wow. Interesting. Wow. I didn't know you were a cool 2-for-1. Shoot the Sheriff, the Sentinel. They're just using everything here. Well, we lucked into another land. Resolve this Chandra, start drawing some cards, and they scoop. Okay. No one made you seam rip the lander, bro. No one made you do that. I'm going to bring in duress this time. See how that goes. Cut down on a Phantom Train. Cut down on... Lumbering World Wagon. Buggy. Mentor? I don't know. I don't have a great sense of what to do in this matchup. But if my opponent plays like that again, it shouldn't be much of a problem, to be honest with you. Keep a 2-lander, seam rip the my lander. Interesting. Yeah, gonna keep this. Pretty good hand. Double Pursuit. I am finding for sure that like this deck's lack of hard sacrifice outlets makes the pursuit makes it a little scarier to commit to. Makes it a little scarier to commit to. Fabled Passage. I think I'm gonna go for the duress here. See if I can hit a... Okay. Well, this is the other deck. It's the same deck that we played against before. Long term, Elspeth is really scary, so I'm just gonna take Elspeth. Play a Fabled Passage. Pass it to you. We can answer everything else here. Get a forest. Double green is the only double color in our deck. Go for the Sentinel here. If they choose to Aang's Iceberg it, we have Chandra next turn. Hopefully, if we draw a land, stack the map, and then we're in business. Kutzel's Flanker. I'm gonna go for Scry 2. Gain 2. Leave something on top. Shoot the Sheriff. Okay. Cruel Claw's Heist, gifting a card. Maybe not the smartest play. Not a whole lot that's particularly good for you to take. An Obsessive Pursuit of their own. That's fun. Fabled Passage. Well, I'm going to go for the Torch here. Keep them off of having an attacker for their Obsessive Pursuit, I suppose. Play my own Sentinel. Kind of force some action here. Let's get double red online. Force some action here. If I win this one, you're fair enough in the comments to say that this is a freebie. You can type it. That's fine. It was kind of a freebie. Preacher of the Schism, huh? Well, if I just go like Obsessive Pursuit, start cracking some maps, I guess I could just like Obsessive Pursuit, crack the clue, and swing. They block. I think I'm okay with that. Maybe I just get another Sentinel on the field. Go for a map, I suppose. Duress, huh? I think we can afford to keep that on top just because I have so many more resources than them at this point. That, like, it forces them into action, which is ultimately going to collapse into me winning in the long game, I think. That sounds right to me. Swing for 4. Trade with the Preacher. Guess I just play a Pursuit here. Now that I know they've decided to block, kind of force them to Aang's Iceberg my Pursuit, which is the thing I'm least like worried about them hitting, I suppose. Force the action here. Resolves. Play a Sentinel. Now, if they draw their 6th land and get this demon online, it's going to be a little scary. We do have some Abrades in the deck. We have some clues to work with here. Drawing cards. They're not going to be able to swing, though. Duress me. Take the Chandra. Okay, well now we get to kind of go crazy with the Cranko. Pay 2 life. Crack a map on the Sentinel here. Make a Goblin. Another Sentinel. I think what we have right now is fine. Swing. I'm just going to plan to activate Cranko. We have so many artifacts to work with. I think this will result in a better long-term board than just swinging in. Elegy Acolyte. Pretty good draw for them. Shouldn't be too terribly difficult to swing through. Duressing that Elspeth out of their hand early. I mean, I guess ultimately that resulted in this being a lot more simple than it is now. They had the Elspeth. They sacked their Aang's Iceberg to give me my Obsessive Pursuit back. That seems like really wrong. I'm going to go absolutely crazy. I guess they get a robot here, but put some counters on my goblins. Crack a map on this goblin. Make a goblin. Bristlebud Farmer, sure. Crack a map on this Sentinel. Make a goblin. Farmer, sure. Tap Cranko. Stack a clue. 3 artifacts sacrificed. Make a goblin. Counters on my goblins. Swing in. Go ahead and soup up the Sentinel here. Gain 8 life. For sure. Big blockers. They're going to need exactly like a Ultima here, I guess, but that wipes their board too, so kind of feeling pretty good. Okay, 2 and 3 overall. Kind of a free-ish win, no offense there in the end. Really awkward play from our opponent, I think. Some choices were made. Game 1 was especially not great, but I guess Game 2 played out fine. As for the deck, what did we think, gang? What did we think about this one? Vine Reap Mentor, maybe a bit of a meme. Phantom Train, maybe a bit of a meme. I guess the Mentors didn't play terribly, but I liked that they have an aggressive body, kind of force some action from our opponents, leaves behind food if they don't get if it doesn't get torched or seam ripped. But with the prevalence of torch and seam rip, maybe that the death trigger is not really worth considering so much. Phantom Train played particularly poorly. I think what this deck does need is, I hate to say it, but maybe it does need like an Umbral Caller Zealot instead of Phantom Train, just like a cheap way to sacrifice your stuff that's not as clunky as Phantom Train is. I don't know. I'm going to keep working on this one. If you're interested in this, let me know, because this is a direction I'm going to keep taking. I guess if you're not interested in this and you think it's a dead end, also let me know. I'm kind of curious. Put it politely, I suppose. But I'm going to keep making Biotech Specialist decks because I think it's a card I just really enjoy building around. So join me on that adventure. I'll be posting daily standard videos here on my channel, exploring underexplored cards, making interesting decks. I'm going to try to make some good decks occasionally too, but sometimes you have an idea and it doesn't always pay off. 2 and 3, not the best, not the worst. It was fun though, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.